beginning. Not let Australians do some easy goals in the beginning. That's, I think, important. Here we go. 2 times 15 minutes. This is day 5 in Graz, Austria. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here, Central European time. Hopefully we'll see a good quality even match. The Australians now in the Slovakian end. It seems that in the defensive side, Slovakians come down quite slowly, in my opinion, and maybe a bit risky pass to your own goalkeeper. That's always perhaps should be avoided, but this time they can get away with it. To the open waters in the mid pool. Let's see if he's able to find his teammate still. A nice pass downwards. Then Australia can immediately. Number 9, he should have protected that ball in a better manner by his body. So it's important that you turn around and block the offender rather than let him touch the ball, because then it's always a trouble. Nice turn by the Slovakian. So now we are in the Australian end. Defense well positioned. Yeah, well, somebody is commenting about the water quality, and we heard that there had been a power cut couple of the night before, and therefore yesterday we saw that the water quality was a little bad. Of course, right in the beginning of the morning, what happens in these pools, and this is something that happens everywhere, that the more you play games, the more there are sort of micro bubbles forming into the water, which means that it becomes a bit milky. And in some bigger pools, this is not huge. This is a mid-sized pool, I would say. Typically, it's more aggressive in the smaller pools, and some big pools, then this formation of the micro bubble may not happen that much. But so far, I would still say that the Graz water quality has been decent. There's a good opportunity now for the Australian, and is it to go? It is. It is not.
No, it was close.
For a moment, I thought it went in because the way
his body language.
Yeah. So it's 3 minutes now played, and it seems to be quite even. I would say even a little surprisingly even, the game.
But that was a real threat.
It was certainly a threat, yes.
Oh, he's got speed. He's coming in. There's no back down.
Yeah, somebody's mentioning this is 50 by 25 meter pool. Yes, that's maybe true, because actually it's only one pool, right? That is like, can they actually move this wall here? I think so, yes. So yeah, that's right.
They dropped the ball, and who's going to pick it up?
So in a pool like this, actually, it should perhaps the water quality should stay quite clear. But there had been the night before, there had been some power cut, and some of the pumps were not running, and therefore yesterday we saw maybe a little worse water quality. That's what I heard in the morning in the hostel breakfast discussions.
Phillips goes to the surface. Iarte. I think the pace that the Australians play at, that should eventually break Slovakia down.
Sure, some nice passing here by the Australians. Now there is
But so far Slovakia is holding up.
But now there is no defender whatsoever. That few seconds that was totally missing. Still there is no defender in his place. So this is the key thing, I think, for Slovakia, that they need to keep their own end really dense and have the defender there.
Back and forth. Kunz.
Again trying to make a contact.
Oh!
That's it. Maybe a little easy goal for Australia.
But it was the pace of play.
Yeah.
Go. Blue number.
That was 28. Sebastian Vasquez. Vasquez.
Vasquez.
Vasquez. So 1-0. And one tendency that I think you could see is that the teams that have a very fast-paced style of play, if they score, then they can gather even more momentum and they can put more goals in.
The defender from the Slovakian side, by kick style, he was coming to his own and really close one, and is he able still create?
Oh, the open basket, but he couldn't. Oh, there.
No, there is now stolen, and it's another goal. So now I would say that Slovakians should just, maybe take a timeout now, and once more I would say that they need to defend closer to their own goal. Now they chase the ball too far off from their own end, and now they create this spaces and basically.
That was Williams who got the assist there, but did you see who got the goal?
No, I did not. Sorry, I couldn't hear the referee either.
No, that was. I should have turned the volume higher, but Williams did the work there and set it up. Slovakia is, of course, very exciting for underwater rugby fans in Central Europe. That means that we have the Czech Republic, Austria, and Slovakia, and Hungary.
Yes.
So it should help to develop the sport.
And actually, if you look the map of Central Europe, these countries the distances are quite small, really. You wouldn't have to, if you want to play one nation against another, you wouldn't have to drive like in Finland in the north, 8 hours.
Yeah.
So distances are quite moderate. Of course, there are lots of mountains. So even though on the map it shows small distance, there may be some big distances due to the mountains. But still, I think the way that the Central European underwater rugby could be developed is that these nations just have the camps and they share the league, right? Some of these countries. So there's a good basis for it.
Nice pass out, but it was batted away. So down come Australia. They've got 3 players. This is
again the defender was totally missing. This Manakon Emano.
Imano was there.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Iamano's very fast.
Some good wrestling now ongoing.
One of the Swedish women saw Iamano play at Triton summer camp and said she had never seen somebody swim so fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he came all the way to Triton summer camp?
Yes.
Oh, amazing. That's a long way because basically it's the opposite side of this planet.
The Australian players have made a big commitment to raising the level
right,
of
right.
play.
Great.
Try to get the microphone even closer.
Now the Slovakian, in the past minute, they sort of have been a little in control now, and that may be a really desperate try all by himself against many Australians. Maybe he should have taken to the semicircle the game first. And who is this? A fish, a human fish, number 95. What was his number?
That's Iamano.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about.
That's going to stress.
That's a goal.
Yeah.
Again, a bit easy, I would say.
Well, Scott Phillips, he was able to do that because they were already very stressed from the first counter.
Yeah. And the defenders, for some reason, he's moving upwards. That is always a danger moment when you have to turn your head up. it's really difficult to get back to the position.
So now the Slovakia has experienced the Australian speed, and this is going to shake the confidence a little bit, right? Then you say at any time if these guys get the ball and they start swimming, you can be in big trouble.
Number 16, he was watching downwards, trying to seek his teammates, and then he was attacked. He wouldn't see the Australians around him. And now again, 3 Slovakians are very high up in the Australian end, and they now leave this space, which they certainly shouldn't leave this space for. They should still, of course, everybody wants to win and score in this game, but then if you are not defending carefully, then the whole game collapses. And now again, Australia has the moment, another goal. That's now.
I think it was. Was it 98?
Goal blue number 98.
98.
Yes.
98.
Iamano.
Timeout.
White team. Yes. I think it's a good idea for the Slovakians. And now the message should be that just let us defend more carefully, not to go too high in the Australian end, and then when they go on the offense, they should play the game in the open water, so to say, in the semicircle, which I mean the circle rounding the Australian, make the Australian defense, the goalkeeper and the defender cycle or pump, as I said in the so therefore they could first of all establish a ball control in the Australian end rather than make a single try for without a decent help.
Yeah, we saw Oliver Kraus come in all by himself. It was very courageous and it was a good effort, but it burnt up a lot of his energy.
Right. And there were 3 Australians just in the defense, so it's quite desperate in my opinion. So, but it all starts in their own end. Now they need a really stiff defense. They wouldn't have to go chase the ball too far off from their goal. Let the Australian come closer and then attack.
Yes. Australian fans here. They're also players on the women's national team.
Yeah.
So
they are certainly enjoying grass. In the morning, it's now 9:10 in the morning here, local time.
Australia, a great sporting nation, so they had some professional fans come from Norway, with Viking helmets on.
Yeah.
And they were shouting very loudly, cheering. So the USA came over and they started singing Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Okay.
To drown out these.
Now there is an excellent screen arranged by the Australian guy here in the at the Slovakian goal. Still trying maybe to pass. Excellent moves, turning around. There was a small contact maybe to the goalkeeper, but nothing really serious. Now the Slovakians just, there are now 2 guys. And this is what I meant. Why do they go chasing the ball and they play themselves out, those 2 guys? So far away from their goal. So they should be just closer to their own goal defending. Therefore make it harder for the Australians actually to penetrate.
The Australian guys have long bottom times. They're very patient. Now they're coming to make their move. They have a guy underneath in the right position to take the ball.
So now I think the Slovakian defense somehow is working a little better now, but there is now again 3 Australians on the bottom, but nothing really serious. Strong-armed. Slovakia takes the ball away. He had to, he should have just taken the ball to the surface rather than putting it. But
they managed to get possession of it though.
Yeah. A great pass. Well done by Slovakia. Now to the other end. Now they should just calm down here in the open water and try to, well done by Australian in there. Snap that. They read it well. Again, Slovakia puts pressure. That's well done. Now they need help. Now there should be. There's a lot of space now. Well done by this number 3 from the Slovakian side, Jakub Lindner.
The scrum is moving.
So now Slovakian should now just organize it, stay in the semicircle. What has happened?
Seems to have been a careless pass.
Yeah, careless pass. So they maybe rush in too early and immediately lose the ball. And now again we are in the Slovakian. It's 1-1. He gets a contact to the goalie. Now there is no defender anywhere around. So there is a good 5-second time. Well, I would say that the goalkeeper was okay, but the Australian performance wasn't the best possible there. It's always hard 1-1. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. Sometimes you have lots of time, but you just cannot do anything, and you wonder why. And you just need to keep practicing and playing a lot of underwater rugby to be able to do it. It's not easy 1-1 in underwater rugby.
Oh, the ball drops down to the bottom.
So now we've seen many minutes without an Australian goal. I think the Slovakian defense has been perhaps a little bit more well done again. Number 3 from the Slovakian side, Jakub Lindner again. That was a nice move. And this is a bit worrying for Slovakia if they in the mid-pool area, if they are not able to pass to their teammates and have the ball control. This should be easy. There is lots of space. You just dive and you come to the surface and you have the control. You establish the control. But now the Australians seem to be able to snap it away. Likewise, I don't know why it seems so difficult now for these teams to take it to the semicircle area. Quite strong forechecking.
The first half is almost over. We have less than a minute remaining.
For a comfortable 4-0 lead for the Australians. Let's see if this is going to go to double digits.
Pass.
Really long pass, actually. And huge speed again by the Australian.
Williams.
Whoppa! A good try. He's a really fast guy, Williams.
Yes, he's Olympic level, just below Olympic level swimmer.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to play against these guys just to see how really
Feels.
fast, how it feels.
They have 3 like that.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's a strong swimming nation. Has always been, right? There's lots of seaside in Australia. Maybe not too many lakes, I don't know, but I've never been to Australia. Hopefully I can someday have a go. Now, that's it. That's the first half.
Yes.
It's 4-0. So I think the last 5 minutes we didn't see any Australian goals.
No.
So when they took this time out, something happened in the Slovakian game. And I saw moments where their defense was better than before, but still there was some open space and carelessness.
Williams came over once, but it wasn't that close.
Mm-hmm,
He
right.
had
He had
some chance.
yeah.
All right. Advertisements.
Not so. The Australians are on the driver's seat, but I thought it was be more uneven. Colombia masculino va a jugar a las 16 horas aquí de este tiempo de Gras. Someone in Spanish language was asking at what time the Colombian men are going to play. They are facing Finland at 16 hours And actually, the Colombian women will play Turkey 1 hour before at 3 o'clock. So, thank you for your comments about Australian underwater rugby. They have invested lots of time and money traveling to, of course, it's a huge country. If you place Australian map over Europe, it's the size of Europe, really, one country. So it's the distances are great. Somebody commented perhaps that there was 9 teams. Was it so in? Nine clubs in Australia, total 9 clubs. So that's quite a bit actually, 9 clubs.
And Perth is very far away from the rest of them. The ones that are
On the western.
Yeah.
Tasmania, okay, Tasmania has underwater. Melbourne, 2
Sydney.
teams. Canberra, Sydney, 2 teams. Brisbane, Perth. And also trying to start up a club in Downsville. I think Australia has all the potential to become a really great underwater rugby nation because they are strong in swimming, and I think I have this image that all Australians do some water sport, whether they are surfing or windsurfing or kite surfing or scuba diving or swimming. So, and I think there are lots of swimming pools.
And lifeguard sports. The
rescue sports. Yeah. Looking forward to in 4 years we may see, how would I say it, like an Aussie invasion. When it's going to be decided, where do we play the next games, the World Championships?
Hopefully as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, because
some countries are bidding. For example, Canada has expressed interest.
Oh, okay.
Australia.
Right.
So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe we could play in Australia. It would be nice.
the only thing about Australia getting it is that it becomes more expensive for some teams. The teams in
Sure.
Eastern Europe that don't have
Right,
quite so
right,
much money.
Right. Well, we saw Hungary's been sponsored by Bitcoin, so and I think you should make an article out of it. You know,
That's
I never knew that Bitcoin would sponsor something. You know, what is it? I think it's so secret. Nobody knows who is invented the whole thing. So. Amazing.
Don't you wish you had a pile of bitcoins early on?
Yeah. I wish I had.
Yeah.
I'm too conservative for that. The Finnish men here, I think they went for a morning swim. Smiling a little bit, I think they are this. Which of the Holmbacka boys?
This is Tommy Suomalainen.
Yeah. No.
Tommy
Tom Holmbach.
Holmbeck, yeah.
Yeah. He's in good condition.
2 Tommies. Tommy
Yeah.
Suomalainen and Tommy Holmbeck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an MMA fighter too.
Teams ready?
Right. Yeah.
6 players.
I've played with these brothers this spring actually.
It's
Holmbacka. It's hard, yes. Okay, here we go. Second half. It's for Australia in blue. They win. They not win, but they have 4 goals and Slovakia 0 still. Let's see.
So 33 there from Petr Pazenska. But now it's Australia with the ball. Carney. Williams can't hold on to it. Corrales over to all the way over. Phillips.
No wonder she's always complaining she's not good in phone and pictures. But you know what happens? Each time I take a picture, she's like,
You look beautiful. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Well, it seems the first half has started maybe in a quite similar manner where we ended the second half, where we ended the first half.
oh yes.
There was lots of
This is gonna
going
be
from
famous.
one side to another, some wrestling and a lot of play in the mid-pool area. So now the Australian goalkeeper here, he was like holding the goal the ball was still in the mid pool. One thing to note also that well, that's maybe a wise thing to do
They
for
don't
the
call them
goalkeeper.
for that. Yeah, they don't say that you're okay. But now is a fast break on.
And there is no goalkeeper yet. Now there is one.
Oh,
Nice done. Well done by the Slovakian number 2. I think he was Oliver Kraus.
here's the thing about that. Okay, they messed up their fast break there, but they stressed Slovakia up and got the ball back again. The other team's very stressed. They can't hold on. Kunz on the bottom waiting. He stayed. Not possible to pass it to him, but they do get it over the other
The
side.
defender in the Slovakian, he had maybe not the optimal position he was. Whenever you are in the defense, you need to make sure that you don't raise your head too much, your upper body. If your upper body starts to float, then you are in trouble, because it's really hard to get back to that position. Now there's an excellent Australian screen in front of the defender, and is he able to... Still there is the ball on the bottom in the corner by the Australians.
Because everyone else is taking photos. Stop taking photos.
No score here in the second half.
No score and no any fault either. So it's been... Now the goalkeeper had a really bad... Okay, that was number 78. I don't know if he was the goalkeeper actually on the...
This is the Australian side.
so this side, yeah.
Goal, blue
Michael
Michal
Lindner.
Lindner.
Mikael Lindner.
There are 2 Lindners. They must be brothers. Michal Lindner, his position over the goal was really strange, and he sort of created that space for the Australians to score.
Who was it who got the goal?
And I wonder why he was in that position, because I didn't see that there was much contact with the goalie and no pressure either. So they just went in and put the ball in.
Oh, it's so many Australian players here in this attack.
The ball is over the Slovakian goal. 11 minutes 10 seconds, and now there's a fault. It's coming from the referee in the water, and it's a free throw for Slovakia.
Choking.
For choking. Just for the viewers who are not very familiar for this sport, you can hold the neck of a player, but on the throat side it's prohibited, and they call it quite carefully actually, the referees.
Yes. Lamin. Williams. Or is it? Kilpatrick was.
Nice pass. Defender was floating a little again. I would claim that the quality of the Slovakian defense should be now.
Williams.
Again, the defender is in a strange position, and the goalkeeper
Nielsen.
also. It's a difficult for. Now we cannot really see. Now there is a good contact to goalkeeper.
Back
Well
around.
done.
Yeah,
On the other side, it's going to be a
this is
goal.
methodical.
Yeah. So they are Australia now creating huge pressure to the Slovakian. What I miss from Slovakian, coming back to this defense, they should use more their legs. Now the defender is holding the basket. Look at that. Again, he's not facing, the leg first. You see, the defender.
Yeah.
There is something that was
No,
an excellent
Kilpatrick.
contact. Yes, he was able to use his body weight. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
A nice pass from his teammate number 95, I think it was. Alex Williams was
Goal,
the
goal
assisting.
number 88.
88.
Kilpatrick.
81.
Kilpatrick is one of the coaches.
Right.
Timeout.
Was it for the blue team?
No,
White
White
team,
team,
yes,
white team,
yes.
yes.
So Slovakians are now.
I don't think Slovakia should feel that they are playing terribly or anything like
No,
that.
no, no,
It's
no.
just that
There are things,
there's
you
strength
know.
differences
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I would say the Australians may be in better shape physically also, but for the defense, I now don't want to be too negative, but you know, small things in the Slovakian defense would make a, you know, a change.
The feed out to
The feed out, that's one thing, because it seems that they don't really face these Australian guys coming in with the feet. And the feet, they are tall guys. Some of the Slovakians are, you know, 190. So that's one thing. And of course, I think they have improved their defense from the first half, but still I think there is room. They have the quality to defend even better way.
Timeout's off.
so Slovakia is going to swing the ball out now after
Somebody's asking in the commentary, is it still a penalty if a defender is holding the basket? It's not a penalty, but it's a free throw. And typically, if I'm refereeing myself, I would give a warning, maybe even a team warning, if it's like continuously the defender are holding with their fingers to the basket. So it's an advantage if somebody does it. And I have seen it quite a bit here. And I still haven't spoken to the referees. Maybe in the next coffee session or coffee break, I will talk about it.
I saw something new here that I'd never seen before. One of the Australian players began the swim out with the butterfly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I never saw it either.
2 strokes and then he.
Okay,
so he
that's
used-
like frightening, isn't
He
it?
used it's the part of the butterfly raising himself up out of the water to produce a dive.
Okay, that's interesting. And
Yeah.
now there is another massive
Oh.
attack by number 8
Kilpatrick.
again. And I must credit him for his goal making techniques. Look at this. Supporting from the bottom, bang, and the ball in. And it's this, you know, once you support from the bottom and you take the contact to the goalkeeper, there is a less than a half second
Was
to
it-
put the ball
was
in.
it 98 or 88?
I think it's 98 this one.
Okay, so that was Iamano.
Yeah, man. A little difficult last name he is.
Yes,
But
Iamano, I think. it
well
is.
done. Well done. It's not easy. And the goalkeeper was actually quite well positioned, so. We should call him Mana.
Iamano.
Mana, that's a famous
Manakan
Mexican band.
You
Also.
might as well get used to the name because this guy's going to be in rugby for a while, I think.
Yeah. Now the goal is stolen by the Australian number 55. Lots of wrestling going on. Now what is it? The referee in the water says it's holding, so it's free throw for Slovakia against Australia.
7-0 here in the second half with just a little bit over 8 minutes remaining. Can Slovakia score?
Yeah, that is a good question. I'm sure they'd like to. But during this half we haven't seen not a single dangerous attack by the Slovakia, so it's very unlikely that they will
And the Australians are getting into this scoring mode.
yes, and they feel comfortable, I
Yeah.
think. One of the, actually, I think they have changed now the Mana, number 98. He's holding his neck with the, is that like ice?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So he's out.
Yeah. He's a young guy still, he looks young.
I hope he's okay.
Massive, I hope he's okay. So someone in the team Australia has
There's
come
been
in.
There's
now.
been a substitution.
Substitution, yes.
Well, actually, you don't have to substitute. You could just simply take a person out and play with one less player. You can do that.
Yeah.
But they have enough players. In fact, they list more players on the defensive back position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 defensive backs and only 4 goalkeepers.
Now we are in the Australian end for a change. Now the Slovakians do not go there on only on own. Well, quite easily he was still able to maintain the control, but now still Slovakia has it.
Did they make a change?
Now there is no referee is saying something about change. I couldn't hear. Who has gone in?
I can go and find out.
6.5 minutes left. We are now in the Australian end of the pool. The Slovakians are passing the ball, able to have it with them as they should. Now there was a little difficult pass, but then it's from the referee what had happened. Australia is calling for a timeout.
Timeout.
Oh,
Team Australia takes timeout.
So in for Iamano is Fredrik Corrales, and that's not a weak player either. Corrales is a former Colombian national team player.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
He moved to
First of all,
Australia after Cali,
free throw,
Uh-huh.
twice
And,
field.
So it's been a while.
Hold it.
and he is actually the coach of the
Timeout.
Australian women's national team.
Ah, okay. So it's nice. I think it's good strategy for underwater rugby to send these Colombians all over the world. Let them populate all the countries and bring the underwater rugby with them.
That's what's happening. And I mean, the Canadian team is very heavily.
Yeah, I saw it.
The
Yeah,
men.
yeah. Yeah, the women. I think there are
They're
not too
mixed.
many. Yeah.
The Danish women's team have walked by, and they're pretty glum. Understandably, they're disappointed.
Right.
But they have to pick themselves up now,
Mhm.
and they have.
Give it a good fight. It is
Good match,
always, I have been personally have been millions of times in the position where I have been playing in a team that is double-digit number down in the game, and I know how it feels certainly. Now the referee gives the teams permission to
6 minutes. and
swim
10
to their
seconds
position,
remaining in the
6
second half
minutes,
here.
and we are starting at the Australian end of the pool by a Slovakian free throw.
Oh, they turn on speed here. Fredrik Corrales tried to get the pass, but picked up by Slovakian. Was the goalie or the back?
Look at that! Look at that speed again.
They took the ball away from him. That was really
Yeah.
intimidating. Williams,
I don't know what happened with the ball
Corrales.
here, but the Australia finally gets it.
Serna.
I was watching the wrong screen. Actually, this one, the stream is actually
You're
maybe
bu- you were
10 seconds
behind.
behind. So
Yes.
sorry,
Don't
sorry,
watch that one.
audience. I should see only the big screen here. I can see all Australian players are now in the Slovakian end. The one player that it's like 2.5, 3 meters away from the Slovakian end. So this is why it's so difficult for Slovakians now. What do they? They have, of course, opportunity for a counter strike. Because look at that, how high up the Australians are, all of them.
So they're confident they can chase down.
Maybe
player
they are
with the
really
ball.
confident on themselves, but the Slovakian, the only thing that they could, materialize is a
They
good.
did it just now. There was a guy from Slovakia coming out. They chased him into the middle. They slowed him down, and then another player swam in and blindsided him and got the ball away. So you can play the game differently if you have distinctly faster swimmers.
Yeah.
You don't have to have as many people
Mhm.
on back in defense.
I think today we are going to see, later today, we are going to see some really fast underwater rugby games when it comes to the quarterfinals.
Oh, here they come again.
Whoop, whoop.
Kunz. Oh, he
Not
couldn't
quite
put it
yet. Last minute save, last second save by the Slovakian. That was maybe a goal stolen now. Not anymore.
in. Oh, he turned and avoided
But
the
this
tackle. Yeah.
the Slovakians, they should make it so that there is always their own player below the
They've
ball
got,
level. So once you start to make in that mid-pool area that sort of upward going passes, then they just be
Kunz.
picked up by the Australians.
Oh, now they've got another.
Excellent, and
Yes.
that's it.
Now that was definitely Kilpatrick,
Yes.
88.
Some of these Australian players
Kunz.
seem to.
Left, Kilpatrick came in,
Go,
he got the
Blue.
ball.
Pam.
Number 88.
Very classic.
Hmm.
He used his big body to protect
Yes,
the ball.
yes. He's a massive player.
So they have the size to rival Finland and Norway and Sweden.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, I
What do they need is that they need just more experience maybe and just more tough games and
And
therefore.
they're coming along quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. Some good passing by the Slovakian team. Now going in again, facing all by himself the defense. Now there is another one around. Well done by number 33 there, where he's able to, now it's out of the bounds. And is it gonna be? It's in the favor of Australia.
Free throw, Blue. Holding.
Free throw.
Holding.
Oh,
called
it was
against
holding. Okay.
Slovakia.
So it's from the mid pool now. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes 10 seconds.
Oh, underneath they've got position. Corrales was there, but the pass never came. He goes up. We can't see the scrum, but number 12 managed to get the ball out. Did he get it to his own player? That was Ratislav Piavachi.
Excellent pass.
Strong guys.
Yeah.
Shallow. Fredick.
Now there's 5. Only 5.
Fighting his way,
Williams,
able to pass the ball.
his teammate Kilpatrick came in the right place. Fredick.
Now there is a chaos, and that's it.
Fredick
Yeah.
Morales gives Australia.
So they just created too much chaos in the Slovakian defense, and I think they were low on
Blue,
oxygen.
number 1.
Once this mill starts to
grind it down.
drive, you know,
Yeah.
it's once you do it for 1 minute, so it's really tough for the Slovakian. So it's 9-0, only 45 seconds left in the game. Let's see if we go to the double digit now. I think the Slovakians just should, maybe they will give a last try for making a goal against Australia.
I would have liked to see Australia play Colombia because Colombia has very good ball handling skills, and it'd be interesting to see how the Australians responded to that. Williams.
Opa,
Another
there's
goal.
another one. So it's 10 goals.
Goal blue. 95. Beautiful 90.
The next match will be, now we are only 10 seconds left in this match. The next one will be Spanish woman against Canadian woman. Interesting game.
Yes.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen.